friends! Welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather and I'm here bringing you guys a new video that's just talking about a bunch of the priority reads I have for 2021. So this idea kind of became about because my Goodreads TBR is seriously out of control. I have like 700 books in there, and I literally just books that I'm entertained by or interested in. For a second, I'll just throw them in there because I don't want to forget about a book. I want it to be there and I can kind of take a look at it. Or if I just want to be able to mix it up or something, I can go to one of my tags and see what I have under there that I can maybe grab. But it gets a little out of control. And when I'm going to look for a book, it's a lot to look for a book in 700 different books that I'm interested in. So I wanted to make some graphics that would kind of break down some of the books that I'm interested in, that I'm like maybe a little bit more interested in than other ones. So I could focus on actually reading through some of those before I just end up picking up a book just because it's the first one I see, or it's the first thing that I notice is available, or whatever. And so I've got a few different graphics, and I just thought we could look through them, chat about some of the books. I did a video the other day about, I don't remember, my goals, something. Oh, I did my reading survey while I was just sitting here chatting with you guys, and it was just fun to just sit and be kind of casual and chat about books, and so that's what we're gonna do. So I have, I think, 5 different graphics. I have one with books by authors of color. I have one with 2021 releases. I have one with all the series, or like the sequels that I need to finish to series that I've started in 2020, which is a lot. I also have a backlist I'm really interested in that actually has like 2 different pages of graphics because there's a lot. And I have some books that I want to reread for the year. So let's start with a couple of the ones that will be kind of quick. So books to reread for the year. I don't have a ton on this graphic because I don't intend to do a ton of rereading. I want to try to do maybe 1 a month. But also I didn't include any series rereads, which I may reread some books before I continue in a series just to get myself a little more into it and remember everything, and I really like to do that, so this doesn't include any of that. But there are a few books on here that are kind of seasonal things that I kind of wanted to reread, like Pumpkinheads I wanted to read for the fall, and Through the Woods is kind of a good, like, fun horror graphic novel. So I thought those would be fun graphic novels to just kind of get me into those moods. I also adored The House in the Cerulean Sea last year, and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was my favorite book last year, but I think I read it in like January, so it's been a whole year. I also would like to get through The Starless Sea again. I gave it only 3 stars, but I think that if I reread it, I could really enjoy it so much more. So these are just some books that I'm thinking about rereading for the year. Another one that we can get through pretty quick is series sequels. I should really put this, I have series books to finish, which just, that's an awful name. Sequels to finish. So this is just a bunch of books that I need to continue in series. So I've got like the Caraval series. I've got, I read When Dimple Met Rishi, and there's a couple more books. They're kind of standalones, but they kind of can go together with that. I've got those towards the bottom there. If you notice, I have Blood and Honey twice, and it's because they haven't released the cover for the 3rd book that's coming out here in 2021. So yeah, this one, I mean, there's not a ton to talk about here. Some that I'm really excited about, A Sky Beyond the Storm. You guys know that I've been really enjoying the Ember and the Ashes series, and I can't wait to wrap that one up. Illusionary, I really liked Incendiary last year. I don't feel like that book is talked about enough. Zoraida Cordova did a wonderful job, and that ending just made me want to get the sequel so bad. So I'm really excited about that one. I have actually, because I'm filming this a little bit later in January, I have actually read a few of the sequels in the Wayward Children series, so I am working my way through that one, and those are really fun and just kind of light and fantastical, and I'm really enjoying those. My backlist is like my biggest one. We'll leave that one for later. So my 2021 releases, I have quite a few on here that I can't wait to get to. The Gilded ones looks so good, and that cover is gorgeous. This one, like, it follows this girl who, I don't know, they have some kind of ritual where they like make them bleed, and they really want to have red blood, but if their blood comes out gold, it's like tarnished or diminished or something. It's not good, and her blood ends up gold, and so I'm not really sure where the story goes from there, but it sounds really good, and I'm excited about that one. Taylor Jenkins Reid's new book, Malibu Rising, is coming out, so I'm definitely excited there. Oh, TJ Klune's book, that's like in that same vein as The House in the Cerulean Sea, the new one, Under a Whispering Door. Oh, I can't read this, it's so small. Oh my gosh, that's really big. Under the Whispering Door. And this one's like a ghostish one, I think. So that one sounds like super, super fun. And I don't know, there's just a bunch on there. You guys can check it out. But those are kind of some of my 2021 books that I'm excited about. So the next graphic that I'll pull up here is a bunch of books by authors of color. I'm really trying to make sure that I'm reading more by other voices other than my own, and so I can just kind of learn and grow, and and reading can be an enjoyable way to just kind of experience more about other people and the world and whatnot. So I'm trying to read 3 to 4 books a month from authors of color. So this kind of, I took a lot of them from my other graphics and put them in here, but then I also added some in here because I wanted to make sure that I had a good full amount, and I intend to continue adding into this one as I am researching more books that can fall into here. But I do really want to get to some of Kay Ingram's books, so I've got a few of hers on here. The Weight of the Stars is probably the one I'm the most excited about. It's about this girl who, her mom is like an astronaut, and that's the main thing I can remember, and I'm pretty sure that she like connects with this other girl. I don't know if her mom's an astronaut or in some way they kind of hang out, and I'm not sure if it's just a friendship or if there's a romance there. I don't know for sure. Obviously, these are books I haven't read, but I just remember being really interested in that one. Alatsoe, I've heard a lot of good things about, and it's kind of a mystery story, but it's got some really, I don't know, it just sounds really interesting. It's got like some magical elements too. It's kind of a magical realism. The Talia Hibbert series, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I haven't read the second or third books for Eve and Danny Brown, so I'm excited to get to those for sure. Oh my gosh, I've heard a ton of good things about Legendborn. That one sounds really good. That one's a good YA fantasy. I think it has like kind of like a Merlin type deal going to it, but it's definitely got like a secret society with magic going on. And oh, hello Mollies. Hello Mollies. And yeah, so that one sounds really fun. I know next month in February, I'm gonna read Black Sun. I'm really excited because it fits the it fits the Buzzwordathon and includes a color in the title. And then also it is the book that is being read by Shelf Space Discord, which is run by Jessie Mae. You can check out her YouTube channel. I'll put down below if you want to join in on the February book for her book club. So I have a ton of really good books on this graphic that I am excited about. And the last one here. So like I said, this one has 2 different pages to it, but it's just a bunch of books that basically are published from 2020 or earlier that I really want to get to, and I just wanted to kind of have some prioritized books in mind that are here and I can work through. And I think my goal in my goals video was that I really wanted to get through about 1/3 of this graphic. So I think that's definitely possible. So I'm looking at this first page. I really want to get to Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. I loved her book, We Are Okay, I read last year. Oh, so good. And I really want to get to some more of Grady Hendrix work, like Horror Stores, like an IKEA store type thing. And it's like a catalog, but it's also a horror story set in the store or something. I don't know. It sounds very interesting and different. And I want to get to more like Riley Sager books. I really enjoyed Home Before Dark by him, and I've heard Lock Every Door is really good. I love like a good witchy story, so I have like These Witches Don't Burn, so that one's really fun sounding. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I have it on my bookshelf, and how have I not read it yet? Everybody is raving about that one. I'm always a little slow and behind on all the ones that are like everybody's favorites of the year. I always read like the following year. I also love a good space story, so I have Aurora Rising on here. And that one will be good, I am sure. I'm excited to read something more by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman because I really enjoyed Illuminae, and I kind of am hoping that some of that sarcastic humor is in there, and that'll be fun. I also put some classics on here like Frankenstein and The Turn of the Screw. Let's see what's on the next page here. So I wasn't totally sure that I wanted to read House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, but it literally was on almost everybody's favorites list for 2020, and everybody was raving about it so much that I'm like, maybe I just need to pick this up. So it is on here, and so hopefully we'll get to that one. The Sword of Kaigan sounds really interesting too, and so that one I heard of from the Bookish mom, Jessie. I'll put her channel down below too, but she was talking about that one. I'll try and find the video where she talks about it, and she made it just sound really good, like this really strong, independent woman that's just like kicking butt. I have some really long books on here. Like I know House of Earth and Blood's really long. Also The Priory of the Orange Tree really intrigues me. It's a really long book, but it's a fantasy, and then it's not like a series. You don't get a lot of like standalone fantasy. So that's very intriguing to me as well. I have a little bit of Taylor Jenkins Reid on here because I love her and I want to read a lot of her books. I really am actually interested in getting into more of Frederick Bachman's books too. So I put Beartown on here. And I put some older series on here too, like Throne of Glass, City of Bones. I haven't read those series, so I'm interested in actually reading them and kind of going way back in the BookTube universe to where I know a lot of people really love those series and they're kind of OG, so I do want to get to some of those. So I don't know, there's just a ton of books that I am really interested in that I figured I would just kind of share with you. And I think that's kind of all I got for today. So thanks for just chit-chatting, checking out books that I'm interested in. It's probably going to be at least a good chunk of my reading this next year is getting through a bunch of those books. I've already made a dent this month, actually. I'm probably going to go through and check a bunch of those off now that this video is over. And yeah, so I'm really excited that I'm moving already through those graphics, and I think they're going to work wonderfully. If you guys have read any of those books on there that you like, or like, get to this one right now, then let me know. So then I can prioritize some of this reading even more, and I can just blow through all these books. I wish I could just read so many books. I wish I could read all 700 of those books like this year that I have on my TBR. That would be crazy, but it's not going to happen. But I just want to read all the books. All the books in the world. Anyways, I will talk to you guys soon, and if you guys haven't already, I would absolutely love it if you subscribed and joined my BookTube family here, and I would love to have, what's a fun emoji we could throw down below today? How about a tree? I would love a tree. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye! Hey, I'm gonna get up.